From the 915 to H-Town, from the Panhandle Plains to the Valley, and everywhere in between. This is the 50/50 Podcast, powered by College Promoters USA. Join me, Hector Cano, as we cover the Texas high school club and college soccer landscape, along with an inside look at the college soccer recruiting scene. The 50/50 Podcast is a platform about the people and for the people who are dedicated to the beautiful game.
College Promoters USA, founded and located in San Antonio, operates as the only family-owned college recruiting company in Texas that brings a truly professional, local, and face-to-face approach to area high school student athletes and their families. If your son or daughter is serious about college athletics, call them at 210-494-6363 or visit collegepromotersusa.com anytime. College Promoters USA, the best investment a parent can make in their high school student athletes.
And we are back with a special edition of the 50/50 Podcast, powered by our proud partners, College Promoters USA. College Promoters USA, they are America's premier college prep program and high school student athlete marketing service since 1997. Located locally in San Antonio, you can find them in the Ventura Plaza Shopping Center. You can also find them on social media, on Twitter at SATX Recruiting, as well as on Instagram at College Promoters USA. And you can also find out more info on them and the awesome stuff that they're doing on their website at collegepromotersusa.com. My next guest, it's an honor to finally have him on the podcast. Big fans of theirs for the same reasons and different reasons. He is the head women's soccer coach, Dylan Harrison, and the assistant women's soccer coach of the Trinity University Tigers. Coaches, welcome.
Thanks for having us, Hector.
Same.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for being here. So obviously, you all are literally fresh off the field. You can still smell the grass on you guys. Just came off the practice field. First official practice in the books. Tell us just a little bit, maybe one or two things. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody's excited to finally be back. And as we are, right? We always have an idea of what we think it could look like, but until they arrive on campus and we start to see it unfold, it's even a guess for us. Coach Spitzer and I just talked about it. All good surprises, if any, but just really excited about what we have here and available and what the possibilities are moving forward.
All right, awesome. So we'll go ahead. We'll dive right in. We'll talk about briefly, so we look back on the heels of last season, coming off a 15-3-2 season, making your way into the third, I believe it was the third round, if I got that right, of the NCAA, the D3 tournament. And you end up falling, you come up short in a very tough battle versus eventual national champion Christopher Newport. So you look at that, obviously, and then the momentum, maybe part of that and the lessons learned and the momentum you have from that going into this season, the plans you all have for the preseason, maybe a little bit of what you saw today as well in your first practice. What are your thoughts on that as you start looking obviously to this season and what might unfold?
Yeah, I think it could be a kind of a tricky thing, right? Following a year of success, almost need to walk that fine line of it was great. It's something that was deserving of that moment, and we feel that we're close, like you mentioned, losing to the eventual national champion 1-0 in the 84th, 5th minute, I believe. And having done that, I think 3 times now in my 7 years, losing to the eventual national champion. I think we're close, but at the same time, we're going into a new year where nothing's guaranteed, right? And so we just really try to talk about what this team's capable of, but also feel confident enough that, we've seen teams from the past and we know what they've been able to accomplish, and we feel just as confident in the group that we have coming in terms of their ability. And it's about now how do we piece it together? How do we get the most out of the team side, knowing that we have some very, very talented players? But how can you not be excited, right? How can you not be excited about what was accomplished last year and wanting to once again try to top that? So an exciting time.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of good stuff. Now, this is one of the things. Obviously, Trinity's renown. It's known. It's a national brand in terms of what's been built there. Obviously, in your time there, believe you're entering season year 7. Is that correct, Coach?
It
Year
is,
7, I
yeah.
think it is. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So during that time, during your time and previously, and obviously, you're an alum as well, and you played there as well. But what's maybe one of the two things that's led to that consistency, that's led to that tradition, maybe a little bit of that Trinity mystique, in your opinion?
Yeah, when you first and foremost is the school itself. The academics are top notch, and we're fortunate enough that on both the women's and the men's side that there's a lot of players who value their academics and don't want to make a decision based off of strictly academics, but also don't want to make a decision based strictly off of athletics. And we feel that this is a place you could come, and neither of those have to sacrifice. When you're talking about the tradition and the ability that we've had to go ahead and sustain the tradition, I think the program itself has been fortunate in terms of the resources that we have and the commitment that our administration makes to our teams. But also, we've had some very, very all the way back to one of my first bosses. We've had some very, very amazing coaches who have been the stewards of the program. The ones that I know off the top of my head, it's Nick Cal, it's Greg Ashton, it's Lance Key. So we've always had some coaches that want to make this place special. And even when the job had presented myself, I was trying to figure out if I even measured up to those people, having known what they've accomplished while they were here. And so again, I think the program as the school itself provides a lot, and then the people who came before, not to even mention the all the players that came before have kind of allowed it to build this reputation and live up to the hype in a lot of ways. And so I think that that's been a big part of it.
Right. And we talk about obviously that tradition, that consistency, sustaining that, and really you can make that argument, right? That cliche of not rebuilding, but simply reloading. And my question here is for Coach Valdespino. So what can you tell us in terms of whether it be maybe it's a couple of incoming players, but also maybe a couple of players on the existing roster returning? Can you highlight maybe a couple of players for us in terms of just what they bring to the team? Maybe it doesn't always, it's more than just simply stats, but big impact players that are part of what helps feed that culture.
Yeah, I mean, I think the cool thing about our team is, I mean, everybody's pretty versatile. So it's not like we're putting all our chips on one player's shoulders and weighing her down. And if she doesn't get it done, then we're at a loss. I mean, I think that's the cool thing about our team. Everybody has different skill sets that they can bring to the table. It allows us to kind of move players around. So I mean, I think it's always a team effort in our sense, because just the way that we can move them, I think everybody complements each other really well. So I wouldn't say there's like these two players that are just bringing us along for the ride. I mean, our team just has a trust in everybody, and we've worked hard to kind of build that culture here. And so I think thanks to that, everybody kind of puts their 2 cents in, from top to bottom, and I think that's really what's been driving us as a team and kind of where our culture is taking us and everything like that. So I would say that.
All right. Awesome. Now, in staying with you, Spencer, we obviously it's literally day one, first practice. You all just came off the field, but you know what's returning, and you kind of have an idea what's arriving, right? In terms of the incoming freshmen, what would you say in this early stage is maybe in your guesstimation, maybe the personality of this year's team so far?
After 12 hours of, of practices with them, I don't know. I mean, you got all different types of personalities on the team, and I think that's what it's so awesome. It's an accepting team. You can be whoever you want to be, and all personalities are welcomed. I mean, we laugh a lot. We're a sarcastic bunch. You got every type of characteristic that you can think of. But I think it's cool that we're a melting pot of all those characteristics, and we kind of blend really well with each other. And so I think that's the coolest part about us, is we're all a little bit different, but I think that kind of brings us together. And I mean, it's an environment that's going to build you as well. I mean, everybody wants the best in each other. They're going to help you. It's obviously there's competitions going on throughout, but I mean, the amount of support that you see from everybody in that, and I think that says a lot as well with the characteristics and the personality. I mean, we'll get into collisions and everything like that, but in the end, we're helping each other. We're helping teammates in our same position that are trying to also play as much as they can. And so right now, and like I said, in the 12 hours of practice a day that we've had together, it's been pretty fun. It's been pretty cool to see the incoming players, different personalities, and how they're slowly coming out of their shell if they want. So it's pretty neat, and I think it's going to be a pretty good atmosphere the remainder of the season, and we work really hard to get that culture and that atmosphere as well.
Great stuff. Now, question for you, Dylan. What has you right now, right, as it stands going into it, in terms of obviously the new season jitters, the first practice jitters, first training session going into it earlier today, and now it's over. But what right now, what maybe has you, if you could isolate one thing, what has you the most excited about this season right now?
Ooh, good one. Again, just for me, what has me the most excited is our starting point, right? I feel our starting point is so high that there's just so much that we can achieve. And we talk a lot about it with our team. Is when Spencer's talking about personalities, don't we have a lot of different personalities, but one thing that every one of them is they're learners. They want to know, they want answers, they want to get better, they want to. I mean, they're type A across the board. And so what really has me excited is A, the level that we're coming in, and B, that we know we have a group that just wants to soak everything up. So really, it's about, okay, how much stuff can we throw at them, and then how do we get it out of their way so we don't screw it up when they're ready to be their true selves.
All right. So you all are obviously fresh off of an ID camp. You all had a very big ID camp. One of the things that I often get asked is, in terms of college coaches, whether it's their personal ID camps, these consolidated ID camps, or showcases. But from your perspective, and often what gets lost with student athletes and with parents, sometimes they're not sure from the perspective of maybe D3 programs, maybe what applies, what are they looking for. But from your perspective, Spencer, what can you tell us? Maybe what are you normally looking for, and maybe from your perspective, just whether it's the ID camp, a one day, a weekend, or maybe when you're attending showcases, you're there in attendance. What are some of the things maybe that you're looking for?
I mean, we've done a pretty good job lately where, yeah, obviously we want a great player, right? Someone that's going to hold up the standard here, the competitive drive and everything like that. But I think the cool thing that we've been really trying hard on is also personality and their character. We have your previous question about what type of team we kind of have in terms of personality, characteristics, and stuff like that. I mean, we kind of dive into that stuff pretty hard. We try to get to know them even prior to those ID camps and those showcases that we go out and watch. We ask certain questions to try to get to know them. And we kind of, in a weird way, I mean, everybody does it, but we're watching them off the field as well. How do they interact with when they get subbed, or how do they interact with maybe a coach and stuff? So, I mean, it's definitely more than just on-field play that we kind of pay attention to. It's the small things. And I don't know how much recruits are aware of that, but I'm sure it happens throughout. So that's a big part for us. I didn't want to just give obviously we're looking for a kid that wants to get into tackles, a kid who wants to be a playmaker, who's versatile in any position, who has that drive, tough, technical, stuff like that. But there's also extra stuff that we kind of put a lot of effort in as well. And We do our homework, and yeah, we dive a little bit deeper than just between the lines.
Awesome. Great stuff. And now I know, as Spencer knows, I'm a big mantra ethos guy, insert whatever adjective you want to call it. But what is maybe, is there, and if there is, what is maybe the focus, the emphasis this year? What is the theme, the mantra? You kind of get my drift. What is this? Is for both of you. Have you all really? Is that still in development? Have you all had those conversations? What's the thought process on that?
Are we making it public information?
Nah. It's still early. Still
No,
early. We gotta. No, I mean we're. Yeah, I mean we're always
that
gonna
you
be.
can share, of course. That you can share, right?
Yeah. We're always gonna stick to being tenacious tigers. I mean that's just where we dive in, but haven't quite. You know, we Spencer and I think we're pretty cool and pretty funny, and so we always try to come up with things, but we really throw it out there, and we see what the team even nibbles at. So we still got
Yeah,
some lines out in the water to see what they really buy into. It can't just be ours, even though we are the two funniest people on our team. We got to let them kind of like think it's theirs. So otherwise, the level of ownership of it just isn't there. I mean, we got to give our team a chance to have their
right,
say.
right. So the two funniest people on the team as voted on by you two, or is this by the team, or how does that work?
I think at least one other person on the team would agree. So I don't think it's just us two that vote. I think we could at least get
Okay.
one other person to say we're pretty funny.
Okay. So as long as you get one more, that's the majority rules
Yeah, because I don't
law,
think I
right?
don't think
Gotcha.
they're gonna get everybody's vote. So I mean, the fact that we're getting multiple votes, like, there's got to be some truth to it.
There you go. All right. Okay, we'll go with that. That sounds good. All right. All right. So wrapping up here as we start getting ready to transition. This one's here, Dylan. We'll send it back to you. I'll put you on the spot here in just a little bit. But finish this sentence. The 2022 season will be a success if.
I mean, that's easy. The 2022 season will be a success if we're the best version of ourselves at the end of the season.
Period.
That's it.
That's it. All right. I didn't know if you had more there to unleash or not.
That's it. It's the best version of ourselves. No, I think that that's a tough one. That's a tough one for a place like Trinity.
Right.
What's really a measure of success, right? It would be easy for us to say, a national championship. We've had teams that finished second, had teams that have lost to the eventual national champions. That can't be our only measure of success, right? Like, if you look at it from that side, that means that out of 330 teams, 329 are unsuccessful. Like, that's just not the reality, right? We're going to be successful if at the end of the season we feel like we represented our university, our family, and each other to the best of our own abilities, and we're doing that. I can say we did that last year. I can say with did it sting? Absolutely. Like, did it take some time to, like, I'll be honest, I didn't watch the national championship. I couldn't, but at the end of the day, we felt like we were the best version of ourselves. And that's just what I hope for every team. And I hope that when they leave here and go off, that they'll always be proud of what they did while they were here.
Yeah. Very, very true. Yeah. Great words. Spencer, anything to follow that up?
Nope. That was exactly what I thought of.
Okay.
Real funny.
No,
Real funny.
great stuff. Yeah. No, great stuff for sure. But yeah, I mean, but that is the reality though, too, right? Is that, I mean, you're on point. You're dead on with everything you just said. But when you're there, whether as a coach or as a student athlete, there at a place, at a program like Trinity, there are a certain high level of expectations, right? We hit on it earlier, from that tradition, that excellence piece, the sustaining that. But yeah, I mean, truer words going to be spoken from the standpoint of, out of 330, you mean to tell me only one only one was successful, right? There's got to be more to it. So yeah, well said, Coach. Awesome. So that's going to do it. That's we've made it. You guys made it through the easy part. Next up is counterattack segment where we get to pick on you guys, have a little bit of fun with you guys. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Quick word from our sponsor.
College Promoters USA, founded and located in San Antonio, operates as the only family-owned college recruiting company in Texas that brings a truly professional, local, and face-to-face approach to area high school student athletes and their families. As the lead sponsor and proud supporter of the 50/50 podcast, alongside Coach Hector Cano, College Promoters is proud to be elevating its support for the college soccer recruiting process more than any other service in the country. If your son or daughter is serious about competing in college soccer, call College Promoters USA directly at 210-494-6363 or visit collegepromotersusa.com anytime. College Promoters USA, the best investment a parent can make in their high school student athlete.
All right, and we are back with the coaching staff of the Trinity University Women's Soccer Program. He is the head women's soccer coach, Dylan Harrison, and the assistant women's soccer coach, Spencer Valdespino. All right, guys, you ready to dive in? Have some fun?
Let's do it.
All right, so how this will work is I will exact same question will apply to both of you. Doesn't matter who wants to answer first. If you want to have a system as to who answers first, totally up to you all. Don't really care, but as long as both of you all answer, then that's all that really matters. So, all right, first one. And this is as a coach now, not as a player. Okay, so this first one I ask every coach I come in contact with: any game day superstitions or rituals?
I know you got one, so go for it.
Yeah, I've been pregame run right before coming to the locker room. Got to get the pregame run. It's more about me just being nervous and trying to get myself to the point where at least my nerves don't show. I mean, my face is red from 100-degree heat, but at least they don't realize it's nerves coming from me too. But yeah, that's my kind of go-to.
And I always thought it was funny that he did that, but then when he was out for 2 games and I was head coach for 2 games, I realized that something has to be done before games or else you're just sitting there with the jitters. And so that's what I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out what I need to get relaxed.
You don't eat a Costco hot dog before every game, Spencer?
If I had a Costco membership, I would.
All right. Awesome. All right. Next one. Strangest thing in your refrigerator right now.
Go ahead, Spence.
Strangest thing in my fridge right now? Probably expired sour cream. By a lot.
That's what I was waiting for. Okay.
Mine would be the number of half-eaten things. So I got a 2 and a 4-year-old. And so, I mean, we're talking about half-eaten apple, half-eaten something, and just hoping that they might want to come back to it, and still waiting.
Yeah, I do. You're gonna laugh at. I do that with drinks, right? You know, whether it's just the occasional soda or something, beverage fountain drink that from the restaurant or something. Put it in there, and then now I have my kids doing it. It drives my wife absolutely nuts. So yeah, so nobody. I'm still waiting to see if anybody can top. I asked this question to Coach G. Guerreri from Texas A&M, and I think he still has the best answer. I asked him, and he said, I think he said dog food. So that might be the most off the wall one so far. So yeah. So, all right. Last song you downloaded.
I haven't downloaded anything in a while. I kind of just do radio, to be honest. Yeah.
I thought you were telling me you just exclusively listen to the 50/50 podcast when you're in your car, but okay.
That's what I sleep to.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, that came out wrong.
It means I bore her that bad, Coach.
Yeah,
That's what that means. Oh, I can put anyone to sleep. Yeah,
It's just the tone of your voice. I mean, it's very soothing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That. Check is in the mail. I do like how you all are. I do like how you all are defecting from this question.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, the download part of it's hard. I mean,
Okay, how about last song you just listened to on the phone, in the radio, in the office?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of Aloe Black, Pandora right now. That's kind of my get moving in the morning.
All right.
I'm on a country vibe right now.
What?
There you go. All
Thought
right.
I knew you.
Yeah.
What was it?
Who are you
What was
becoming?
I don't even know. It's just today's country on Apple Music.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. I like it. All right. Last book you read or currently reading? Audiobooks count. Okay.
I'm reading The 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty. I love her books. They are all dramas, murder mysteries. Big fan.
Shocker. All right. Good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, what was? I don't even remember the title of it. What did I give it to you today, Spence? You got it on your desk? Yeah, I went the coaching way, coaching women athletes to excellence.
There you go.
Yeah, which again, went on a beach trip and took it with me to get away before the season, and I'm reading about coaching. So that kind of shows you. After the season's over, I dive into personal reading, but felt like I need to prepare a little bit for the preseason.
All right. Good deal. So, as Spencer knows, I'm a big reader, so I always gotta plug in those questions. So, all right. Next one, superpower, invisible or mind reader?
Invisible. I wouldn't want to know what people are thinking.
Invisible. What I think alone scares me enough, so I don't need to be trying to make sense of everybody else's thoughts. I'm wrestling my own beast. I don't need
that's fair.
Another layer to the cake.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. So next one. This one's a little bit deeper, right? Very deep, more definitely philosophical, but both of you are respectively appointed the soccer czar in America, right? You take office. What's the first thing you would change regarding soccer in America tomorrow? You could change first thing, agenda item number 1. What's the first thing you change?
First thing I can think of is I'd go back to those old school PKs. The ones where it's like 1v1 with the keeper. That would be my first installment.
The little shootouts. Okay.
The dribble up. You're going straight dribble up.
Love it. Or no throw-ins. Let's just kick the ball in.
Ah. I actually read something on that, some sort of random proposal floating around on that through FIFA's laws of the game not too long ago. I think that came up about a month ago. There was actually something. I don't know if it'll ever really get steam, but yeah.
First thing I would do is I would try to create some type of U.S. soccer promotion where some of today's modern national team players get to play Alexi Lawless just over and over again, just to kind of see what he really thinks and looks like against today's game, because he has some pretty strong opinions. And I remember watching him play when I grew up, and yeah, sorry, Lexi, I don't know where all this comes from that you feel so confident about.
All right. Wow. Fighting words. Wow. I like it.
Watches the 50-50 podcast.
You think he does watch it?
100%. I hope so.
Oh man, he's gonna tweet at me tonight then, because that's his MO too.
I've been told he also falls asleep to it. So, all right. Who would play you in a movie? They're making a movie about your life story up to this point. Who plays you?
Alexi Lawless, and it's a musical.
There you go. It's a musical. I love it.
He's got his guitar and everything. He's
Sponsored by Pandora. I like it.
drumming
I
away.
like it.
Yeah. No, let me think on that one. What you got, Spencer?
You don't get two answers. You only get one.
I thought that was a good answer.
It was pretty good. All right, we'll kick it over to Spencer.
I would want it to be Sofia Vergara. Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah.
So
now I have an accent.
Yeah, because you speak so much Spanish, and is it going to be?
Shout out Duolingo. I'm trying.
All right. Reattack with Dylan. Is Alexi Lalas your final answer? Is that what we really want to go with?
No, I mean I've been told. I mean I don't completely see it, but there's a lot of Daniel Craig going around. I mean I think if we're gonna go there, it's a Daniel Craig type of thing. Yeah, I mean it's just too easy. I just think he'd fall right into it.
All right, awesome. All right, next one. All right, a little bit cliche here, but kind of always like to ask this one, bring it back home a little bit. 3 words. You can only pick 3 words. Why did you become a coach?
Three words.
Yeah.
Share my wisdom. Do I have to elaborate?
No, if you like.
No, I mean, I had such an awesome time playing soccer. I mean, it was an outlet for me. I really enjoyed it. It allowed me connections. It allowed me to get to where I am today. And I just want to be a part of that for others. I want to help individuals, especially in the women's game, just get better at the craft. But the part that I also enjoy about it is helping them off the field and making those connections with them and just trying to help them grow. They're in those 4 years, 18 to 22 or so, like that we've been through it. We can guide them, we can help them and let them know that, I mean, we're here to help and just try to show them the right paths while also just enjoying everything around them and just being someone to help them and just an outlet. It's really what I've enjoyed and what I can want to continue to do.
Now you got to follow that, Dylan.
Yeah, I think my serious answer is along the lines of Spencer's as well. It's just amazing shared experiences, and it's that whole idea too of, just the things that we get to see. No 2 days are alike, and the people that we get to do it with make it unique and amazing. And I'm going into my 20th season, and yeah, I just couldn't see myself really doing anything else now that I look back. So, and that's the reason, just the love of sharing those experiences with so many unique people. It's been awesome.
Awesome. Great stuff. Hidden talent, something that maybe very few people know that you can do.
I know yours, Spencer.
What do you think I'm going to say?
I think you're going to say it doesn't just have to be like cheese balls or anything, but throwing things amazingly high and catching them in her mouth.
I am good at that, but it wasn't what I was going to say, but
what?
That could be it.
What were you going to say?
I can hum with my mouth open.
Nobody else can do that?
I haven't seen it.
Neither have I, then.
It doesn't come up in conversation much.
Yeah. How about you, Dylan?
Probably, and it's been questioned at times. Without any watch or anything, I could tell you within about 10 minutes of what time it is all the time. Think about that one.
Yeah, you definitely have to elaborate. You definitely have to elaborate on that one.
I mean, I could be in the middle of nowhere, like, and ask me what time is it with no watch, no clock or anything. not even busting out a sundial. I could give you within 10 minutes what time of day it is. Yeah, I don't think
That's a talent.
it doesn't get me anything. It's just
Yeah, that's why it's hidden, right? That's why it's hidden.
I haven't yet to find a way to capitalize on my talents.
All right. All right. Next one. Next one here. So, Spencer, you might struggle with this one a little bit. Speak every language or talk to animals. Another superpower here.
Talk to animals, duh. So easy.
So all those dogs that you try to save can tell you, like, no, I'm really not lost.
Just leave me alone.
Just leave me alone, lady.
Yeah, maybe my most recent would still be roaming the streets. Oh well, she's being fed top-notch dog food now, so good luck telling me to take a
There you
hike.
go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, she's not gonna tell you anything now. Yeah. How about you, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm speaking every language. Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
all day, all day. Don't be silly, Spencer.
All right. All right. And we're going to go ahead, wrap it up. Final question here. So, scale of 1 to 10. All right. And you got to be completely objective here. Scale of 1 to 10 on one being you are god awful, and a 10 you are like the standard, immaculate. How good or bad of a driver are you?
I'm a 10. That's the most confident thing I've ever said today. I'm a 10.
That's the most what? Confident? Is that what you said?
Like I'm very confident with that answer.
You would think that somebody that's a 10 would be willing to drive more. Is it just a paying for gas thing, or
100%.
I feel like I'm always the one having to take us around. I mean,
you offer, I take you up on it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm going to 8. I know I can. Yeah, I just feel like I could always get better at things.
All right. Good. There you go. Good answer. Good answer. Tops one gets one up on the assistant. I like it. All right. All right. All right. So, coaches, this has been awesome. This has been great. We've loved having you on. It was a pleasure to finally have you on. I know it's been a long day. Just wrapped up training session. You guys are running into the office. And so we wanted to make sure respect your time and wrap it up. But before we go, as is customary on the podcast, we kind of like to give you the floor as far as share, final thoughts, thank yous, shout outs, anything that's on your mind. Kind of get on a soapbox if you want. But we'll go ahead and we'll give each of you an opportunity to share your final thoughts.
Go ahead, Spence.
No, just thank you for having us on. I think it's awesome that we kind of get to talk about our program a little bit, just explain what we do, but more importantly, I think just to see our personalities a little bit. I think it's great if people are in town. I mean, just come out to games and just introduce yourself to us. I mean, we're pretty welcoming people. We're easy to talk to. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I gotta go. Shout out to our families and our friends. The next 4 months, our team are a lot of our focus, and having known Spencer's family for some years now, like the support that we get from both of our families makes what we do that much more enjoyable, because they give us the freedom, they give us the understanding to fully commit to our teams. And without them, I just think this, especially the coaching profession, becomes a really, really tough job without people who understand, A, how much it means to us, but B, just understanding the actual commitment that goes into it. So, yeah, thank y'all.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. Great stuff. And my final thoughts, kind of bouncing off a little bit off of what Coach Harrison Dylan was just saying, is to the coaches everywhere, to the student athletes everywhere, getting ready to go on that long journey in college soccer. Right. Want to wish all of you the best of luck. Also, try safe remain safe on the road, travel, a lot of stuff, making sure you're staying on top of the academics as well, but making sure on that mental health side, right, is checking in on each other, and just not being afraid to speak up. Something's on your mind, something's bothering you. That's what teammates are there for, but that's what your coaches are there for as well. So, and as coaches, we have to try to do our best to remain dialed in and recognize the signals when something's off. So just want to share that with everybody. Wishing the best of luck to all programs out there as you get ready to kick off the season. Dylan, Spencer, thank you again for being here. Really appreciate you all. Want to wish you all personally the absolute best on your upcoming season. Also playing in the SCAC. Now, just quick plug. When do you all officially kick off the season? When and where versus who?
Yeah, so our first county game, we actually go up to St. Louis and play two great tournament teams, WashU and Fontbonne. That'd be Labor Day weekend. And then the next weekend, we get to get back home, play on the road against Schreiner, but then back home against a very good Chapman team from California. So don't know the exact dates. Trying to get through training tomorrow. But some great games. As Spencer said, please come out. All of our games are free. We don't charge to come to the games. So if y'all ever want to come, amazing live stream. Feel free to please support us any way possible.
Yeah, for sure. And no doubt I can personally attest to the fact, great facilities, and it's a great venue to watch a game. Very, very intimate, very up close. It's a great place to watch a game for sure. So wishing you all and your players, your program, the absolute best. Coaches, thank you again. And for our listeners, thank you for your continued support. Again, you can find us on social. You can find us on Twitter at 50_50pod. You can also find us on Instagram at 50_50 podcast. You can also find us on all podcast platforms. Just simply look up the 50/50 podcast. Go on there, give us a rating, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It definitely helps us in terms of our algorithms and getting more listeners and giving us the opportunity to be able to push more content. So thank you again to Coach Harrison, Coach Valdespino, and you all know what to do. Until the next time, keep downloading and keep listening.
You've been listening to the 50/50 podcast, powered by College Promoters USA. Help us continue to grow by liking, rating, and subscribing on all major podcast platforms. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 50_50pod, on Instagram at 50_50 podcast, as well as on YouTube at the 50_50 podcast. Until the next time, keep downloading and keep listening.